start. If you don't mind. Ish. It was 55-55 there, and then what did Duke do to kind of pull away?
I would say that we know coming into the game that a lot of their points, a lot of the things they do is offensive rebounding, and we knew coming in. Our coach did a great job of emphasizing to us that if we win the glass, we're going to win the game, and during that stretch that we weren't doing that, and they were able to get the 50-50 balls, which was able to help them get the lead.
Do you feel like it was more of them beating you to the long rebounds than it was their size playing a factor in that?
I mean, you could say that sometimes you don't get the bounce to come your way, but that's no excuse. We're playing just like we're playing like they are, and if it's up in the air, we got to find our man box out and then go get it. So
Ish, I guess you see another game where pretty similar lineup, not the exact same starting lineup, but it does feel like you guys are able to kind of establish that offensive rhythm again pretty quickly. Um, I know you lose this game, but just as far as the confidence of being able to start off that way again and seeing this offense kind of come into form a little bit, what's the takeaway from this week and starting to see that develop?
It's just a matter of just getting better every game, every practice. The coaches do a great job of trying to teach us the fundamentals and that not one person is going to win the game for us, and we have to share the ball and play the right way. So to see that we're able to do that, and it shows because we're in games that is winnable games. So as long as we just keep getting better at practice and in the games, we should be good.
How do you see it? You kind of talked about how it helped your shooting when the rhythm's established and you get to check in, but how do you see it in the other guys just in their confidence level that's starting to come together a little bit more?
Just guys know the coaches do a great job of just guys know where to be, what spots they're going to get their shots from, and just like you said, we know when we're sharing the ball and stuff, everyone gets involved, and it's easier to play that way, and everyone feels like they're contributing.
Odie seems to be such a big energy guy for you guys on top of what he does. And you see that early in the game and you see what it takes away when, he gets in foul trouble there. What's the team miss when he's not on the floor? Not necessarily the rebounding, the inside scoring, but just that, what he's able to provide to you guys.
Odie, like you said, his energy is unmatched. And when he's on the floor, he his rebounding, his energy on defense. So when he comes out, we know he's in foul trouble. That just means it has to be done by a committee. So we all have to be there for him and then be there for each other to pick each other up when we know that he's struggling with foul trouble.
Hey, it's you guys are back now for a few days, 3 games in 6 days, kind of quick turnarounds. How's the endurance and conditioning coming for you as a team right now?
It's tough, coming off of COVID and just having this stretch of games. But the coaches been doing a great job of making sure in practice we try and simulate the games. And this is what you come here to play. So you come here to play games. So the more games you have, the less practices. But that's how I look at it.
Ish, I know you guys didn't get the result that you wanted, but what are some of the positive takeaways from these last 3 games that you played?
It just shows that when we listen to the coaches and what the game plan they had before the game, it shows that we're in games that we feel like we should be winning, and we're in good games with top 25 teams. So it shows that if we play the right way the whole 40 minutes, we could beat anybody.
Any last questions, guys? All right. Thanks, Ish. All right, guys, who wants to start us off?
David, we kind of talked about, how it was a tight game and Duke pulls away, and part of that's rebounding. But I guess from your perspective, when it starts pulling away, how do you guys kind of keep focused and try not to press and keep the game tight when it does seem like they're starting to get a little bit of the flow of the game going their way?
Yeah, coaches always preach to us to just stay connected as a team. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we have to do when things get tough. We got to do it. We got to stay the course. We got to stick to our principles, stick to what we work on practice every day. And we just got to be who we are. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like it's a game of runs. At the end of the day, Duke's a very good team. I mean, what, they're ranked 21, I think. So, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we just got to do what we do.
Steve talked about, I guess, last game, playing ball movers and not ball stoppers. And you know, you see the benefit that Carter brings to the floor when he's on it, but also he's still kind of learning some of this college transition also. I guess kind of take us through how you're trying to help him in a process, especially in a game like this against a tough opponent.
Yeah, so we know Duke like to pressure us a lot. So one of the main things we preach this whole week during practice is being strong with the ball. I mean, you see how they pressure, get up in us, and they have good hands. So really, the focus this week was really just being strong with the ball. Like not even against Duke, but against Virginia as well, who's a very good defensive team. So really, I just want to help them with reads, like ball screen reads, like looking where the tag is, looking for the roll and things like that. And I just trying to help them with that.
And you not only tied Ish with the team lead for points today, but you also logged 38 minutes. From a team perspective and from a Davian perspective, how are you guys doing in terms of endurance and conditioning at this point after the long break and coming back and playing 3 games in 6 days?
It's definitely tough, but you know what I'm saying? We're we're how major basketball players, we're ACC basketball players. This the type of life we signed up. We got to be ready for all challenges. I mean, definitely coming off of COVID, like 5 weeks off, that was tough. But I mean, like I said, this is what we do today.
Davian, how do you balance these are 3 losses that I'm sure you wanted to win these games, but at the same time, based on what Sunday night looked like, and then taking 2 top 25 teams pretty late into the game, how do you balance this is headed in the right direction and you guys are kind of getting your feet under you?
Yeah, it's not going to be perfect, you know what I'm saying? But one of the main things we need to work on one of the main things we need to focus on is just progression, just continue to go in the upward motion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this wasn't the outcome we wanted, but it was a lot of positives to take away from the game, you know what I'm saying? Like if we match them or out rebound them, I'm telling you, this game could be a different outcome, you know what I'm saying? So it's just things like that we gotta, you know what I'm saying, just continue to grow and just continue to get better and just listen to our coaches and stick to our principles, and I think we'll be all right.
Does that make practices a little easier than maybe like Tuesday's practice was after the Georgia Tech game?
Yeah, I mean, we go back, we learn, we watch film, you know what I'm saying, we just put the game plan in. One of the main things that Coach Ford preaches is putting the game plan in the game. So that's one of the main things we really work on and focus on and make sure we do that every night.
How are you able to get those twisting finishes where you contort your body? And it looks like, you're maybe 170 pounds soaking wet. You wouldn't think you're a guy that can finish inside as often as you do, but like, where does that come from?
I'm gonna be honest, I've been doing that my whole life. So I honestly, I don't know. Like it's just an adrenaline. I be playing. I don't really think about it too much. I'm fearless. You know what I'm saying? I'm working against anybody, and you know what I'm saying. I always bet on myself. I believe in myself. So.
Did you have older brothers or anything like that you had to grow up going around and doing that stuff against?
Yeah, actually, I am the youngest. I have 2 older brothers, and they beat me up a little bit when I was younger. But that ain't none of that happening no more.
Thanks, Davion. Appreciate it.
Here we go. I like to give a lot of credit to Duke. I thought their guards played really well. They rebounded it. Their guards really hurt us on the offensive glass, especially in the second half. I think they maybe had 9 of the offensive rebounds. Matthew Hurt's a handful. We knew that coming into the game. He's a good player. It's hard to guard him because he can play inside and out. And, they play at a fast pace. I thought there was really 2 areas that cost us the game. It was the offensive rebounds. I think they had 4 in the first half, and they had 15 for the game. And then the 50-50 balls. That's to me, every big-time game, every great game, every meaningful game is won with whoever gets the most 50-50 balls. And I can remember a backbreaker. I don't remember the time, but they shot it. 2 of our guys kind of had their hands on it. They got it. And then not only did they score, they got a 3-point play. I think they scored 11 points on 50-50 balls. It's hard to win that way. I thought we were aggressive on offense. We went to the line 21 times. We put a lot of pressure on their defense. I thought Davian is a reflection of me, and he's a tough kid. He's a competitor. I like that about him. I thought Carter did a great job in the first half, keeping the game close. He got downhill constantly, made a couple tough shots. It really hurt us when Odie got in foul trouble and fouled out. We were able to get the ball to him because they were switching, 1 through 5. We were able to throw it in there to him, but, we got to keep him in the game. I thought Ish, he's stepped up the last 2 games, and Ish had 8 rebounds, I think that's correct. I'm proud of the way he played. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we played again like Virginia. We played about 32 minutes. You got to play 40 in this league.
Steve, playing the third game in 7 days, was fatigue a factor in the second half fade?
Connor, I'm not going to use that as an excuse. I think these are young guys. I thought our energy was pretty good. I didn't feel like we got as tired maybe as we did. I thought we got tired at Virginia. Today, I thought we had pretty good energy. We just didn't make the plays. It's demoralizing to your defense when your first shot defense, you make a miss and then you don't get the rebound, right? That's demoralizing. And credit to Duke, they were aggressive on the glass in the second half, especially their guards. And, I just think, we got to find a way to fight through fatigue and win the game.
Steve, was there something with the rebounds in particular that you guys weren't doing? Is it just a matter of putting a hip on somebody and boxing them out, or what?
Yeah, I think occasionally it's both. I think sometimes it's checking your man out so he don't get it, but I think a lot of the times it's just going and getting it. You just got to want the ball, man. You just got to have a desire for when that ball is loose, and it's 50-50. It's either your ball or my ball. I'm going to get it, because I understand how important it is to have this possession. And I don't think we're there yet with that hunger. I don't care how tall we are. It doesn't matter. Box out and go get the ball. That's what, if you're going to stop them, you got to finish the play and you got to go get the ball.
Steve, just as a coach, how do you try to help boost the end game effort like that from the sideline? Because it really kind of comes down to those guys just doing it on the court.
Confidence. I try to give them confidence without, it's hard for you to tell in the games because you're not here and I'm wearing a mask, and, I really don't get on them in the game a little. I did at the end. I called that timeout because that's not how you finish a game. Okay. Now, granted, we're not going to win it, but we're going to guard them. We're not going to give up layups. And that's why I called the timeout. You got to respect the game. But I think, to answer your question, I think it's just giving them confidence, giving them confidence that we can do this. And this is what I told them. We do a drill in practice called 3 strikes. You have to get 3 stops in a row to get the ball. And I told them, we get 3 strikes and 3 baskets, we're going to win the game. We were right there at the last media timeout, and we practiced that. But now you have to go do it. But I gave them confidence that we were right there, to do it. They got to believe in it, and they got to do it. And that's just part of the growing up process, in my opinion.
Coach, you've been trying some different lineups out the last few games. Are you really starting to get a feel with who you can trust at the end of games in this league?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of that. But at the end of the game, sometimes, it comes down to foul trouble and what you need to do. Do you need threes? Do you need to drive it? Do you need to throw it in the post? I like to have Odie out there, but he fouled out. The reason why I started Davian again today was just because of ball handling. I really felt like they were going to come out and overwhelm us, and they tried. They tried. And I give my guys credit. They tried to pressure our guys. They tried to get in those passes. They tried to steal the ball. I thought we did a pretty good job of getting downhill against them and getting inside our defense. We went to the line 21 times, and so I think sometimes with lineups too is just matchups, who they got on the court, and so I'll mix and match as we go. But yeah, I think I'm getting a better feel for our players for what they can and can't do, for sure.
Is
No,
the way that
you know,
Duke defended Jonah today a sign that, you know, he's showing up on people's scouting reports now? And is that something that you can use to your benefit as the season moves on, as he's considered a weapon?
I thought we did, or when Odie was in the game, right? Because he could feed the post. Jonah was good at feeding. He turned it over once, but he fed it in there a couple times, and they didn't come off of him. That gives Odie a lot of room to operate. You know what I mean? And so, and it also opens up driving lanes. If you're going to top cover him or face front him out there in the corner, then we're going to drive the ball. And that's probably one of the reasons why there were some lanes open today. But I thought, you know, we adjusted. We did something a little different that we haven't done all year. We went all the way up there and set that flat back ball screen at half court because to take the heat off the point guard, and they were switching it. So that put their 5-man on our point guard. Well, let's go downhill and make a play, you know. And I thought for the most part, I know Carter had, you know, he had 7 turnovers, but come on, man, he's, you know, he's just finding his way. And I thought he makes the ball move. The ball's moving with him, you know. He'll clean that up as we go. You know, he didn't get to play Delaware State, Longwood. You know, he's playing Virginia and Duke and Georgia Tech.
On the flip side, I don't remember seeing Jacoby in the second half. Is that just like ball movers versus ball?
Making the right decisions, practicing better. Playing time's earned in practice with me. You know, and so we went with the guys we felt comfortable with that could make the plays and do what we wanted them to do. And that's how you get on the court, is that you practice the way that you play. And I'm not one of those guys that thinks that, well, you know, you practice a certain way and then you're going to go play some way different. That doesn't happen, you know. And so that's what that is.
Steve, you mentioned Carter's turnovers. And, you know, I just wonder, you know, I guess, how do you kind of gauge how a guy's doing, you know, based off of like just the sheer fact that they're playing with confidence? You know, Carter, for example, he's got confidence in himself. Ish maybe shoots a couple of early 3-pointers where you maybe want to use the shot clock a little bit more, but he's still feeling confident at the same time. So I guess
I think that's the good thing about Carter is he does have confidence in himself. Like, he's not sitting in there right now, like wondering if he should even be out there, right? He knows he belongs. He just knows he's got to make some adjustments. And I'll be honest, I have to go back and look, fellas, but I will tell you probably 2 or 3 of those turnovers are probably just strength. You know, just getting in the gap where he needs to be, and them guys, you know, ripping down on the ball, and he just, at this point, not quite strong enough to hold on to it. He sees those passes, though. He sees them. The thing with Ish is, and I've just talked to him, he's got to catch it we were getting downhill, kicking it back to him, shoot it or move it. And every once in a while, drive it, but not a lot. Okay, catch it, move it. So there's your question. When do I catch it, shoot it? When do I move it? And he might have pulled the trigger a little quick on a couple, but, you know, he still hit a few. You know, I don't know how many. I don't remember, a couple, you know, but we need him to make some of those. Maybe, you know, he makes a couple more of those and you know, it's a different ball game.
So you just want to see guys thinking quick, like whatever they're doing, maybe just kind of thinking. Am I hearing that right? Or
yeah, I don't think basketball is a game of catch and hold and look around, because when you play real good teams like we're playing, that gives their defense a chance to do what? Get back in the right spots, right? We have to react. You know, that's why I always talk about drive, kick, swing, or drive, kick, shoot it. You know, you don't have that time to catch it, think about it. All right, now maybe I'll move it. Well, by then they're back to where they need to be. When we penetrate, we're drawing the defense in. Now we kick out. They've got to close out. You want to drive closeouts or shoot closeouts, right? Not hold it. And we're getting better at it. In the last 2 games, I think you probably have seen that. I hope that the ball's moving a heck of a lot. Today's a little different. And that's the thing about, we played 3 different games in a matter of what, 6 days. Georgia Tech was a straight zone. Then we played pack line, which you can move the ball and swing it, but you got to make shots over people. And then we just played pressure. So now you got to drive it. You can't pass against Duke. They ain't going to let you do it. If you watch the Boston College game, they just ran passing lanes and laid it up. That's how they got back in the game. And I thought for the most part, we did a pretty good job on that today.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Anything else?
Hope you're good.
All right, boys. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Steve.
Appreciate it.
Hopefully one of these days we'll talk about a win.